But if you don't stand behind Roger Stone, if you don't stand behind the fact that Apple, for example, and this is on what the Gateway Pundit today or yesterday, or no, yesterday, Gateway Pundit Jacob Engel is writing about this. Apple refused to give the federal government the backdoor access to the iPhones of the San Bernardino terrorists. Now, I know, Alex talked about this before, maybe yesterday, I don't know. But think about this, all right? So you've got Roger Stone, Apple giving deep state access to Roger Stone's iCloud account after refusing to violate the privacy of San Bernardino terrorists. Doug Hagmann, Joe Hagmann, HagmannReport.com, sitting in for Alex Jones, our for InfoWars. I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for keeping this on. Thank you, everyone, for supporting InfoWars.com and for supporting InfoWars Store. Get your products there. You're going to feel better. Mental acuity, physical health, a lot better. This stuff is great. Do your shopping there, and do yourself a favor. Make yourself feel better and get more physically fit. The bone broth, of course, the brain force. It's all good stuff. So you know what to do, folks. You've got to support this movement. It's more than a product. It's more than a show. It's a movement, and we are winning, despite what the intellectually deficient morons on the left claim. We are winning the information war, and they can't stand that. As with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, they got nothing to say. Ain't got nothing to say. Because she's what? Maybe rocking in the chair, and Norman's talking to her. I don't know.
Let me
wait. Yeah, okay, go ahead, because I do want to get into
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Stone Cold spying. I want to get into that, but go ahead.
Okay.
Let's finish Ruth Bader.
So their Gateway Pundit on February 5th posted an article, mystery sighting, still no pics from Ginsburg public appearance. Hack reporter who claims he was hugged by RBG deletes tweet, locks Twitter account. And this is an article that goes to show David Hagdorn, and he is some kind of the Washington Post contributor, and who said that he was hugged by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. He describes himself as a dining columnist for Arlington and Bethesda Magazine's Washington Post contributor, freelance reporter. Anyway, he says, "What a delight to see RBG tonight at Notorious BG song," and it goes on from there. But he ended up deleting that tweet. He deleted that tweet, and he locked his account. Now, you think that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if all the speculation surrounding her health and what she's doing, where she is, how she's doing, that if she was there, she would be shown on camera, on video, or at least a still image to show that she was there in person. They apparently couldn't even get a body double to show, to make it look like she was there. But all these mainstream news media outlets reporting that she was there as though it was fact, as though they documented it themselves, and without any evidence to support that claim, just it leads me to believe that there's something going on here. And if she is too sick still and too weak to come and perform her duties at the Supreme Court and to attend events like this, that's fine. Just say so. But what's with all the secrecy? What's with the lying? And what was the concert really for? Was it a memorial about her life? Again, I go back to that Fox News graphic. You know, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, 1933 to 2019. What's going on here? And legally, who would get in trouble if they were keeping her on ice? That's my next question.
That's a great point. And you're also fuzzing up your mic too, in addition to bouncing. So you're making people. That's right. You're making people nauseous as well as hard to hear.
A little inside baseball here. We our tech didn't get here in time. We had to set this up ourselves.
So it's all low tech.
Not our usual setup. Yeah.
It's all strings and tin cans right now. But anyway, stone cold invasion of privacy, stone cold deep state terrorism, in my view. Roger Stone. And folks, you know about the situation with Roger Stone and the deep state, the Mueller deep state mechanism. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something.
Apple.
All right? Look, I don't give a whit If you like Roger, if you don't like Roger, I could care less if you like me or don't like me. In fact, I prefer just not to be, I don't care. But you know, the people out there, and hear this loud and clear in my view. This is my personal opinion. But if you don't stand behind Roger Stone, if you don't stand behind the fact that the Apple, for example, and this is on what the Gateway Pundit today or yesterday, or no, yesterday, Gateway Pundit Jacob Ingles writing about this. Apple refused to give the federal government the backdoor access to the iPhones of the San Bernardino terrorists. Now, I know, Alex talked about this before, maybe yesterday. I don't know, but think about this. All right, so you've got Roger Stone, Apple giving deep state access to Roger Stone's iCloud account after refusing to violate the privacy of San Bernardino terrorists. There it is, right there. Jacob Ingles from the Gateway Pundit. Now, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if you agree with the ideology, agree with the person, like the person. It's not a popularity contest. It's a contest, or it's an issue of rights, and it's more than that. It's an issue of right versus wrong. And then we get into the good versus evil aspect of this, but right versus wrong. And if you're out there, one of those drunken seals on Twitter clapping and putting up tweets saying, well, he deserves it and InfoWars should be shut down, or if you're one of these googly-eyed mental patients out there tweeting from inside your straps from your bed, you can just get to your iPad or iPod or whatever, whatever thing you use, celebrating this Schadenfreude type thing, well, then you need to have your head examined, because the violations of the civil rights of Roger Stone, plus added to the mix the deep state the machinations of the deep state and the activities of the deep state against Roger Stone and others, should have you urinating in your trousers, all right, or whatever you might be wearing, your knickers. Look, what we're seeing here is a tremendous affront to our civil rights. It's constitutionally wrong. I mean, this whole thing is wrong right from the beginning, and it's even more than a witch hunt. This is an attack by these deep state members, and I look, I don't have to drill this home. Understand the fact that if you, again, I guess my message here is this: when you look at the entire situation, the Mueller situation, the angry, dozen and a half Democrats, the revelations of people like Sidney Powell, who have disclosed the Weissmans of the world, the judicial overreach, the destruction of Arthur Anderson, the destruction through the Enron investigation, putting people in prison. Mueller's behind this, and of course Mueller's role in Uranium One. Yeah, none of this is coming up, and of course it's not only not coming up. When it does come up, it's labeled as fake news through places like, for example, like in my professional opinion, NewsGuard, or these gatekeeping facilities on the internet. Well, again, they ask you not to believe. In this case, too. Just like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, hey, Norman's talking about. Look, here's the deal. They are asking you not to believe your lying eyes. All right, what you see, don't believe that. Look over here. Look, just like Northam on abortion, it's the black face that we must talk about, not as penchant for killing unborn or children, at the moment of birth. Don't look at that. Look at the blackface, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh, hey, the fact that no one saw her there. What, you didn't see her? I was there. Hey, I was there. I saw her. Yeah, just take my word for it.
Like you mentioned, Joe. Apple turning over the data, iCloud data of Roger Stone to the Mueller investigative team. They won't even unlock phones for terrorists for the FBI. But here you go. Have at it to all his private information, contacts, and whatever else might be in there. But just in the last 2 minutes, I want to talk about this real quick.
And by the way, we are all Roger Stone. I just want to say this: if you don't support Roger Stone, in my personal opinion, you're intellectually out to lunch. So go ahead and take it.
Well, with the State of the Union address this year, we saw a few interesting things. One, it was delayed due to the Democrats and the government shutdown. But another thing we saw is a pre-buttal to the State of the Union address by Kamala Harris. And then we saw the response to the State of the Union address given by failed Democratic candidate Stacey Abrams from Georgia. And what is she saying? Just at a speech today, Democrats' rising star Stacey Abrams called for revolution against whites. She didn't come out and say it, but what she did is list a group or listed marginalized groups of people who she said, and these include women, Native Americans, African Americans, and the LGBT community. And she's called on these groups to revolt against the dominant groups. Well, if you read who she includes as the marginalized groups, who's not in there?
I give up.
Well, it's white people, it's Christians and conservatives, and she is saying that this is, and they say that she started her in this article that she writes that some incoherently, the less we have in common, the more united we all are. But in her article, even though it's illogical and dishonest, it's entirely vile as she calls for all identity groups to overthrow the only people left out of her purported victim class, whites. And this is a common theme amongst not only politicians here in America, but also in Europe, where they are bringing in hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of illegal immigrants, and they are changing the culture and demonizing whites to the point you can't even speak out against the invasion coming against you. And speaking of invasions, we have our own caravans coming up at the southern border. Folks, Infowars.com is the website. Hagmann Report, Hagmann Report Live to watch our shows. Thank you so much.
When it comes to rebuilding your energy, convenience is key. While coffee, candy, and other sugary products can give you a short boost, the crash can leave you more tired than ever. Turbo Force from InfoWars Life is a powerful mix-in energy packet that utilizes vitamins, amino acids, and extracts used for hundreds of years to provide you focus, clarity, and a boost of energy on the go. Simply take a packet, mix it into the indicated amount of water, and enjoy. With 14 servings per box for a 2-week or more supply, this is the formula to stock up on whenever you need a boost. Perfect for work, in the car, or at home. Turbo Force is the ultimate answer to a sluggish day. Don't let your day slow you down. Perk up with Turbo Force at InfoWarsStore.com.